Hi, this is Emily Leiphart of Art from the Heart, and in this video I'm sharing a card made with Paper Smooches products for the Holiday Coffee Lovers blog hop. I've taken a long break from making videos, and I don't know why I chose the week before Christmas to start up again. It's such a crazy time of year. I do hope that I'll be able to make videos on a regular basis in the new year. I'm starting with an A2 card base in linen cardstock. I've die cut a front panel which is 1/4 of an inch smaller than the base. I'm going to set the base aside and work off of the smaller panel. I'm using one of the dies from the Foliage 1 die set and all 4 dies from the Foliage 2 set. This card design will feature 2 laurels, one at the top and one at the bottom. Both will frame the sentiment. Foliage 2 has the mirror image of each die, but Foliage 1 does not, so I'll have to use the back side of the die. I use 3 different shades of green cardstock for each shape of foliage and stack them. Next, I'm going to use the coffee and tea dies. It's a coffee lovers blog hop, but tea and cocoa lovers are also welcome to join in. After all, they're all hot, relaxing beverages. I definitely enjoy them all and choose one or the other depending on my mood. I die cut the teapot from navy blue cardstock and the little tea bag from the lightest of the 3 greens. Next, I'll be using the bows dies to cut a coordinating bow for the top laurel. I've die cut it using the same navy blue cardstock as the teapot. It doesn't carry enough weight on its own, so I've die cut it a second time from silver glitter cardstock. The second layer adds weight and helps the bow stand out. To reflect the silver up top, I'm going to use silver string to hang the tea bag from the teapot. I double it up and loop it through the tiny hole at the top of the bag. Then I tie a knot and hang it over the top of the teapot. I use the knot to keep things together, but once I secure the string to the back of the teapot, I can cut off the overhanging knot because I don't want it to show at the front. I use glue dots to secure the tea bag to the front of the pot and score tape to secure the string to the back of the pot. Now I'm going to create a custom sentiment for the center of the card. I want to make this a holiday card, so I need to include a sentiment that reflects that. I've chosen Good Cheer from Christmas Sampler, and that will be the second half of my sentiment. From Cyber Cafe, I want to use A Cup of Thanks, but I'm going to cut off thanks so the 2 sentiments together will read A Cup of Good Cheer. Most of the time, I will just use washi tape to mask off parts of a sentiment if I don't want to use the entire thing. This time, the lines are a bit complicated and wouldn't be easy to mask, so I'll just cut apart the sentiment. I know that this can be a scary thing, but as long as you're careful and you cut in a certain way, you will always be able to use the sentiment in its exact original format. I always place the stamps down to visualize their placement. Even so, I don't always stamp it in the center, but there are several ways to correct that as well. When cutting your stamps apart, always use very sharp scissors. Keep the stamping surface facing towards you so that you can see where you're cutting in between the lines. Bend the stamp so that the stamping surface is convex towards you. Try not to cut in straight lines. As long as you have jagged pieces like a puzzle, you will know exactly how the 2 pieces fit back together. Now I'm going to remove all the pieces from the panel and prepare to stamp the sentiment. This navy mid-tone ink from Hero Arts matches the bow and teapot perfectly, so I'll stamp the words in this color to have continuity down the center of the card. If I haven't used an ink pad or stamp in a while, I'll do a test on a scrap piece of paper to make sure it's stamping properly. After stamping the 2 lines, I notice that there's a bit more space at the top of the card than at the bottom, meaning that I stamped the sentiment too low on the panel. I could start over with a new panel and stamp the 2 lines higher, or I could trim a bit off the top of the panel and make it smaller. The third option is to create an even longer sentiment and add to it at the top. I've chosen Sending from one of the sentiments from A Holy Holiday. This one is easy to mask off, and after I do that, I use the ink pad to ink up that part of the stamp, and my custom sentiment is complete. Now the spacing is just right. I use glossy accents to adhere the leaves to the panel. I want to keep all the layers relatively flat, and since the surface area on the leaves is small, I need a strong adhesive and glossy accents fits the bill. I use glue dots to secure the bows. Then I pop up the teapot with foam tape. Since there's a backing on the score tape holding the string, I have to remove it so the foam tape sticks. I make sure that the entire cluster is centered as a unit before securing the teapot to the panel. Then I use glue dots to adhere the teacup in front of the pot. To finish, I attach the front panel to the card base and my card is done. Be sure to check out the Holiday Coffee Lovers blog hop. There are tons of prizes for commenting as well as playing along. Just link up a new coffee, tea, or cocoa card between now and December 18th. Please refer to the supply links below if you're interested in any of the products I used in this video. You can also visit my blog for stills and more information about my card. Thanks so much for watching!